Hello, artists. Today we're going to do a really fun coin toss project based on the art of Jean Miro. Jean Miro was a Spanish artist who was most famous for his surrealist paintings. The surrealist artist wanted to create art from their subconscious mind instead of their conscious mind. And often there would be childlike images or dreamlike images or things that didn't seem to go together in real life. So we're looking now at one of the paintings by Jean Miro, and he used a very limited color palette, as you can see. He's got the primary colors here with green and orange as well. And he used lots of very simple shapes to make his images. You can see that there is a repetition of some of the shapes. We have this kind of moon shape here or horn shape that appears often in this particular painting. It looks like two people together, but then what does this shape represent? It's something that might be a mystery to us, but I'm sure Mr. Miro knew what he was painting. You can see there are eyes in the picture. This looks like a fish flying in the sky. These are stars. Here's another star. Lots of circles and lines that connect other lines. It's very childlike and dreamlike. Here's another picture with some of the same images. You have the eyes that we saw before, the circles, the stars, a lot of these lines with dots connecting. We see this C shape or moon shape repeated again, and then other shapes that are just kind of fanciful. So we're going to create a painting today uh, based on these shapes, but we're going to use an unusual method for doing that. So for your project today, you'll need this sheet, which will be down at the bottom of the lesson. You'll also need 4 coins that you can toss. Doesn't matter what they are. These are 4 different coins. That's fine. You're going to need your colored pencils, and you're going to need your crayons, your markers. And we're going to use the same colors that Miro used. So we're using green, black, yellow, blue, red, and orange. So we're limiting our color palette as well. So as you see here, I have this sheet, and on it are some of the shapes that are used in Miro's paintings. And you'll see that there are numbers up here at the top. And then over here it says HHHH, that means 4 heads. HHHT, 3 heads and a tail. HH, which is 2 heads and 2 tails. 3 tails and a head, and 4 tails. So when we toss our coins, how our coins land is going to tell us which one of these images we're going to draw in our picture. And where you draw them and how you draw them is going to be up to you. So the first thing we need to do is in your sketchbook or on a piece of paper, we want to add a little color to our background. And as you can see in this particular painting, there's red and there's yellow and there's blue in the background of the painting. This one is a little brighter. It's oranges and greens. So I'm going to use my colored pencils to just add a little bit of color first to my picture, and I'm going to hold it back here on the side and just kind of scribble some color into my background. And it can go anywhere. It doesn't have to be completely covered in color, but I'm going to add it in a couple of places. So here's my red. I'm going to add some yellow. They can overlap a little bit, that's fine. Go out to the edges. Where you place your color in the background is completely up to you. There is no right or wrong. So let's add a little blue in here. And this is just going to be in the background. It's not, it can just be kind of messy. That's fine. Okay, now it's time for the fun part. So here are our shapes and what our coins are going to be. So the first two times I toss my coins, I'm going to draw uh, these bigger shapes here. So how my coins end up is what the shape is going to be. So let's see what that's going to be first. So I have a tail, a head, and a head. So my first shape is going to be this one, head, head, tail, tail. So I'm going to draw that on my picture, and that's going to be a big shape. And I'm going to use my black marker to do that. So all your outlines should be done in your black marker. Okay, let's see what the next big shape is going to be. I've got tail, head, tail, 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 head, tail, tail. So this is my next shape right here. So I'm going to draw that next. And I think I'm going to put that one on top of that one. All right, those are my first two coin toss. Now I need to go over to this column, which are the star shapes, and I'm going to once again throw my coins twice. So the first one is head, head, tail, tail. So that's going to be this shape. So that's a star shape. So I'm going to make that now. I think I'll put that over here with its little zigzag lines coming out. All right, time for another star. It's my fourth time, and I've got heads, heads, tails, tails. That seems to be a repeating pattern. All right, one more of these guys. We'll put you over here. My little stars in the sky. Let's give you one more tail too. All right, let's try again. We have 3 heads and a tail, and that's going to be this column for my 5th and 6th coin toss. So 3 heads and a tail is this interesting shape. So I'm going to put that right here. All right, let's try it one more time for this line and the shapes. And we have 3 tails and a head. 3 tails and a head. So that means there's a moon shape. I'll put my moon shape right up here. Where you put your shapes on your paper is really up to you. Okay, now we're on to the line section. Toss 7 and 8. So we have 3 heads and a tail, which means this line. All right, I think I'm going to put that through my moon. Next one, I have a head, a tail, a tail, a tail. 1 head and 3 tails, which means this shape. This is a very cool shape. I think I'm going to put this one down here. It looks like a fish or a mermaid to me. Notice that I overlap the shapes. Perfectly fine to do. All right, things that fly. This looks like a rocket. This looks like some kind of strange alien ship. Here's an arrow, what looks like a bird or a bat, and maybe a comet. So let's see what I get. I get 3 tails and a head, which means I'm drawing the bird shape. We'll put you right here. All right, one more time for things that fly. I get tail, 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 head. 3 tails and a head again. So that means I draw another bird. I'll put you next to this bird. All right, I'm here at my last column. This is a just for fun column. I love these images. We have a cat head. We have an eyeball. We have a funny face. I don't know what that is. And another eye that looks like a fish. All right, let's see what happens here. I hope I get an eyeball. I have a tail, a tail, a tail, and a head. 3 tails and a head. That seems to be what I get all the time. And I get this funny shape that I don't even know what it is. Okay, let's do it. All right, let's try one more time. I have a head, a head, a head, and a head, which means I get a cat head. Great. So I think I'm going to put the cat head right up on top of this shape. Okay, those are all my coin toss things. Now I can add things to my picture if I want to. So I think I just really love this eyeball. So I'm going to put this eyeball right here because this strange shape needs an eyeball. So eyelashes. All right. In Miro's picture, a lot of times he had hair, but it was just little spiky lines. So I'm going to put hair on the top of this creature. Another thing I might like to do is to make an extra star because I have this star, and I like these stars too. So I'm going to add that. And maybe I'll add one more thing to my picture. I'll add this shape. All right. So now my picture has all of these great shapes. Now it's time to color them in. So when you go to color your picture, you can color it any way you want to. There's no right or wrong way to color your picture. So here's my eye. Gonna color that in. I think I'm gonna make this star red. I think I'm going to make the head of this creature yellow. Yeah, touch some of the black marker. Now it's got a little bit of green in it, which is fine because that's one of the colors in our palette. I think I will make the neck of this connection green. And then the last part of the body, I think part of it I'm going to make black. But I'm not going to make it all black, just part of it. And then I want to make the bottom of it red. Now, when I get to the tail of this thing that just might be a mermaid, but it might be a fish, I don't know. I think I'm going to skip over that. I really want to fill it in though. I don't want to leave a lot of white spots, right? You want to make it nice and bright. Okay. I want to make the tail blue, but I'm going to make this part blue. And then the rest of it, I'm going to make green. So it's a two-tone tail. I want to make these two stars orange, but I want to make them nice and dark. All right, and now I have my moon. I think I'm going to make it a blue moon, part of it. So half of my moon is going to be blue, and the other half of my moon is going to be orange. Blue and orange moon. Make sure that you're filling in all of your shapes. So don't leave a lot of white in your picture. You want to make it nice and bright. All right, so now I have a couple more things to color. I have my cat and I have this very strange shape. So I think I'm going to make this one yellow. I don't know what it is, but here we go. And then my cat. I think I'm going to make my cat green and black on its body. And once again, I want to fill in all of the space with my marker. I don't want it to have lots of white spots. It needs to be nice and bright. All right, let's see. Let's make my cat nose red. And I'm going to make the ears blue. All right, so I've colored in pretty much my whole picture. Now I want to look at my picture really hard and say, do I have any white spaces? And when I look at my picture, I do see that. So I've got my blue marker right now. So I'm going to fill in my eye, make sure that my moon looks good. This blue looks good. The ears look good. So with my blue crayon, I think I've covered everything. Here's my green one, and I'm going to make sure there are no white spaces. Look at that. There's white space, white space. Want to really fill it in nicely. All the little dots are going to be gone. Next is my orange marker. I want to fill in the space in the moon, make sure there's no white spots, nice and solid. My star, same thing. This star, look at the white spots right here. I need to fill that in. So when you are making your picture, you want to make sure you're filling in those spots. Go back over it after you're finished. So look at my star. Do you see the white spots here? I need to fill those in. Right along here. That looks so much better, right? What about this? Oh my goodness, it's a mess. So I really need to make this much better here on the body. I left too many white spots. So here we go, right here. Around. Any place else? Well, this doesn't look like it's covered very well, so I'm going to color that in a little better so it doesn't look like the white is shining through. It's much more solid now. Don't you think that looks better? I do. Let me fix the eye. Now I'm going to take my black, and you can see lots of white spots in the body. So go back over it, nice and solid black. So once again, when you finish coloring in your shapes, you want to do what I'm doing and go back over your picture and look for all those spots. Here's a spot. Here's a spot. All right. Any more black spots that need to be fixed? Looks like there's one right there. And I still see a spot of red that needs to be fixed. Okay, the last one is my yellow, and I really want to make sure I've colored it in. All right, so here's the around the eye. Make sure I color in this little character right here. Not sure what you are. All right, that's looking so much better. Now my picture is nice and solid, and it looks really fun. I hope you enjoyed this project. Rolling for your Miro with your coins. Do the coin toss. Remember, the heads are actually the heads on your coins. So if your coins are you're seeing all the heads, that's 4 heads in a row. Tails means the opposite side of your coin. So you see the back of your coin instead of the face. All right, artists, have a great time with this project, and I look forward to seeing what you do with your Miro. Bye for now.